Greetings from MIH. MIH get these services live in the set. Greetings from MIS Gifting Services. We live in the set. Getting it done with the heavy bag lift. 400 pounds, right on time. From the full squatters into the power clean motion. And you see we grind it out. 400 twisted. Grinding. Till we get back to the front. Lay the bag back down. And of course, pull it straight back to us. We are introducing, of course, the season greeting, nutcracker formation for the theater set, the PowerPoint presentation, and of course just being live in the set. So we give a PowerPoint presentation that through the interview, you get to see me live. Squat, power clean, grinded twist out, 400 pounds. You know, we in that 400 pounds, 4.0 GPA. Coming into the end of DNA testing, which is, of course, child support in order and fashion. You know, no holds bar, no questions, you know, just getting it done. So, for those who understand that, getting it done like this, you know, it just shows pure male hormone through the masculine, through the iron will that wants to allow you to succeed. So as we get into the nutcracker segment, this will be something super official, like an ice cold chick on the side during the lift. Of course, fully visible in her nutcracker outfit, being able to add walnuts to the bag. Now, as she adds walnuts to the bag, it will be a device attachment that will have a lever that'll fit somewhere around here in the bag, around this area down here. When we lay it down, it breaks all the walnuts. Pull it to it, cracks them again, bring it up, full squat power clean. Right here, while we twist and grind, she'll be going for the baggie to take it off, and we'll continue the lift. And part lift, we'll be able to feel the full mana support in the complete arrangement of the 40-year range, holding the range, the 400 pound, filled in the bag, in the 4.0 GPA, all connected, coinciding. Now, if you go through the verse of the full definition of manna, how God provided 40 years in the desert, through the Hebrew or Greek or Arabic language, the truth, because we are and did stay true freshmen undefeated, coming out of our first freshman year, making it real true, setting the truth in order. So, for those who are the believers, the faith givers, and manna, or the gods of manna, we will produce it at that elevation of reality. 40 years old, 4.0 GPA, 400 pounds, 40 years in the desert with the sunshine. Blink. So when we put the walnuts for the nutcracker, you know what walnuts are. They're a very nutritious nut. They're very good. They go along very well with condiments. And as we make them power clean through this lift, doing the heavy bag, fully coinciding through the 40 years in the desert, definition of the manna, the 4.0 GPA, the 400 pounds, and all of it coming through DNA testing, through child support. So as we make this manna, we put this into your mind, into your body and your spirit, that you shall live as you continue in power cleanse. So as you can see, the visualization of from right here, bag coming up. At this point, setting the walnuts in this area of the bag around here. There will be a device, of course, attached to it. Just, a little snap-on device. We'll grind and twist the 400 out. And this will be a, full bag of walnuts. We'll get back here, as we always do, and just lay the bag down. I let the 400 connect, making pure manna. As the bag falls, slide it back to us, crunching the walnuts up again. Go back up with the lift from right here. She'll be going for the bag of walnuts, taking it off, putting another bag in. So per lift, when we get around, of course, 200, there will be capacity or semi-capacity of a theater setting. Now I can address this, of course, myself in doing this, as we were addressing before, moving the mat, using all momentum and coming back to it. If you've noticed, we just went ahead and decided to glue it down and, make the lift continue. So that will be the added excerpt of the Nutcracker, of course, making manna through DNA testing, scientifically, of course, defying science, getting into the spiritual realms, which allows science to prove that manna is being made at 40 years, of course, 400 pounds being lifted, 4.0 GPA, and of course the full definition of manna, how God provided 40 years in the desert, in the middle of a sun, bling. So we just want to touch note on that through the PowerPoint presentation. You'll be able to see what that looks like. I'll actually do it myself a few times before I let honey girl get into the mix, so she understands the real world and the real nature of how we get down. And just weight times force times mass times power being moved, in the educational field of manna. So we address these matters again because there is opposition. There is process of edification that has to take place in all due respect. So for the haters, it's just what it is. If you get some walnuts cracked by the heavy bag by me live in the set, then so be it. But if you don't, we'll just be chilling, holding it down, doing what we do, holding the ranks, making it happen. So as we advise this with commentary through the long distance marathon sets, we've been hitting y'all off, of course. Y'all got the record breaker coming in, I think somewhere in September, where we went 2 hours straight. Lost full momentum, came right back, and sustained throughout the whole universe. Then we broke it all the way down and showed you the incremental 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes. Brought you back up to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, to show you how time and evolution work in the essence of God, throughout the essence and presence of scientific evolution taking place, having to prove the spirit. Meaning we're on accord, but we're not here in oneself without one's own self-being. So we don't want to get too deep on y'all in that. And this is all about what you do. So we here, Power Cleans, making it happen with the full content of full support. Now, again, I started out to let y'all see that full support was happening. We was lifting 400-500 pounds, and we didn't rock no belt to show that full support was in order. Now, we threw on the belt so that we can build from that conglomeracy of that evolution, of that stableness, of that divine kind, and still work it out, still get it done. So we've actually produced a world-class weightlifting belt that I wore, breaking the record at 2 hours straight, 400 pounds. So now we're getting into, some of the edifications of the strap breaking on the left and right, and all that is possible. It can still happen. And this one, we kind of want to edify it, leave it how it is, and buy a new bag, and just show you where we seen it start to happen. We didn't continue on. And so the edification becomes realistic. We show you the pre-analysis, the pre-conjunctions, the pre-instances of the gratification. We rarely know when it is or it isn't going to break because we're too busy and keeping perfect form, making sure the bag is being lifted up. Eyes focused on the camera, doing our job. So we have a busted seam in the front already, so we don't know where it's going to break first. The seam is just busting out from the weight moving forward right here. You can see in this area, it's just busting out, busting forward. So we have a difficult type of break already happening in the front. This has never happened before. So we're going to have to tape it up, keep it moving. But in that instance, we figure we just leave a bag out. The real repercussions of lifting weights like this. The handle breaks, the bottom breaks, the bag breaks, tears, rips off. So we can show you the pre-edification of this actually happening and go ahead and get it to a new bag. Keep one in its pre-instant state. Now, I edify that because it is important, because we don't really know when it's going to break or tear, even if it's already torn. So you got to keep lifting. You got to keep perfect form. It is 400 pounds. So when it gives, and it's that level of game time, it just is what it is. But here we're heaving, hoeing, pulling it back to us. We squatting it up, and we're getting the lift like it's 175 pounds. So we're getting a full sway, like when we first started out, at like 200, or 190, 175. We're just sway back and forth for a minute. So as we get that level of lift happening at 400 pounds, you'll get the reality of when we move up to 5, it'll be like lifting 4. So when we work through the 4.0s, we address these things in order, in perfect form. So when we get to the next weights, and you've already seen them there, at 500, 550, you'll be able to see them again in 4.0 and have what is called a way of acknowledging why this works. So as you see through the full support orders, everything that has to take place, this isn't for being unsupportive, or this isn't for being not necessary, just being established in Power Cleans. I say that because our movie segments started with MRH Gifting Services. So there's a difference. Our movie segments, not our videos, not our quick selfies, not our quick photos, but our movie started We start hitting, 40 minutes, hour, 20 minutes, 2 hours, half hour. Our movie started in power cleans. So these aren't roles that we're playing that are out of character. This is the true autobiography and documentary of Michael R. Henry. So our movies are power clean. So when you start somewhere and you develop yourself, rather being a character, that's what we did. So Michael R. Henry is power clean. Our first movies, our first uploads, just straight power cleans. Through that process of being straight power cleans, we had the scientific admiration to upload the information to be exact. Now this is hard to do because by this time, if you're lifting weights at this level, you'd be too tired to talk, too stiff to move, and be laying down, recuperating, of course, grasping for energy. So we acknowledge this in opposition because they're not the process that made this applicable. This isn't something for something or give and take. There is a complete opposite all the time. So you have a complete understanding of, what this is about. This is just, I started out doing power cleans, my first movies. That's just how that works. So, in a matter of thinking and what you are, what you're going to do, what you're going to be, and your autobiography or your documentary, MRH went ahead and knocked out the power claims. So, when those situations happen, and you understand the movement, how the bag moves, you're seeing role play, certain things that you're looking for. Of course, we get into all of the metaphysical, the Dianetics, throughout most of the criticism. But we apply a spirit that is real over most, unreal or fake situations. So getting this done has applicable order to how I exist somewhere else. So as the scientific edification is processed, MRH continues on somewhere else. I say that because through opposition, it isn't obscure to be opposed when you know who you are. So we're not preaching or teaching to you. This is just MRH's autobiography, what MRH chose to do. So, for those who are the naysayers in the game, this is how we get down. So somewhere else, this is also happening. It's scientifically proved through the DNA, but when the spirit matched and God of manna, 40 years in the desert, and it became edified as sauce, MRH is somewhere else, completely in the manner of God, doing a complete work. So you have to understand being processable unto real order. So when there's opposition and the direct evolution of compromise takes place, that's just what it is. The game still goes on, but you still gotta, go do what you gotta do. So as MRH shows this, this is also happening somewhere else. That is, of course, far more greater, far more elegant, far more intelligent, and realistic than what we're getting done right here. So we want to make it look like your emotion. and how you want to feel about things that look like this. So you can grasp your true energy and your true nature as I grasp my true energy and true nature. Just so happens it's power clean. So that will be edified, of course, somewhere else. We gave you example of it through the Nutcracker and what that can be like. But again, this is just a heavy bag, big dummy bag, full of weights being lifted. So you'll understand our position through its own character as it gets into its full state of reality. You'll see MRH continuing on, bringing forth a power clean reality, throughout all of the other's desires and compliments and explicit wishes and manners, and how you want to really be a part of evolution. So as we continue on power clean and make it happen. In doing so, of course, we thank those for viewing this full power clean and power lift today, because it's real. If you have the chance to view it does get particular. So we are looking for impartation roles of, the finest missuses. Like, who's going to be the finest missus to just show up and just put walnuts on my bag as I crack them and make manna from heaven doing power clean. Dressed up in her suit, just looking extravagant as can be. So we address those misses. What's up? How you doing? This is Michael here of MRH Gifting Services. We're just putting some simple things in order today. We address these issues because we understand the need, in the middle of really getting it done. So for those who can suffice for self, we here handling it. We do have agreement forms. If you would like to agree, we have acknowledged the disagreeers already. They know who they are. So we ain't got to worry about that. Scaring away all of the pretty honeys and putting walnuts on the bag and making manna from heaven. But it's all good. What's up, girl? I'll hold it down. Alright, so we're going to get back to you. We'd like to thank you for viewing today. This is MRH off MRH Gifting Services. I'm going to give you a little bit at a time while we're holding it down on the grind. Go.